Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just gonna adjust this tripod a little bit. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. So I wanted to come on here and talk about why I started my YouTube channel, because I think some background would be great instead of just, I hop on YouTube and I'm saying all this stuff. My reason for coming on here is, to share things with people, life stuff. We talk about life lessons, being the best version of yourself, all of that, and everything in between. But to give you some background, because this is not something that's new to me. So that's the part that I want to explain more than just really the reason behind the YouTube channel, because it's in my description anyway, on my page. So, you got to go all the way back to the early 2000s, where I really started this kind of format. So I used to blog first before I started doing videos. And I just have this thing about me that, I have the ability to express myself in many different ways and the courage to do that. What has happened is that back in the day, I did not have really thick skin then. I'm a sensitive person. I'm very sensitive about my stuff, but I've developed thick skin over the years to where if someone at this point in my life is coming to me with a critique, I'm able to receive the information and then decide what to do with it. Because sometimes people can be giving you constructive criticism that's going to help you learn and grow, which is great. Always be open to that. But then you have the bulk of people who come to really just chastise you and crap on everything that you do because they're projecting their insecurities onto you. So I know that at this stage right now, we're all familiar with that. Some of us did not have language to put to it, just, downright, oh, you hating, and we don't know the psychology behind the hating. Thank God in this day and age, we have all these different channels as well, speaking on the psychology of why people do the things that they do. And psychology is something that I studied in college. I didn't finish it, but I've always had a great interest in psychology and understanding people. That's just how I'm built. So, in the early 2000s, I started with, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but MySpace. Now, MySpace had a section where you could blog, and that's kind of where I started, dabbling in self-expression, sharing my thoughts, sharing my perspective, and trying to bring everything together in a nice, concise way. And I got a lot of pushback for doing that, but the pushback was more about me having the courage to do that and less about some of the things that I was talking about. And I mean, it's not that I didn't receive my fair share of criticism on certain subject matters and having a particular perspective on it. I received a lot of that. But I am a big thinker. And so when people's minds cannot expand that far, then you're looked upon as crazy, you're looked upon as wild, you're looked upon in some respects as being a little self-righteous. It was never really about that. It was just about showing a different perspective. Like, there's a lot of people who are very comfortable in their way of thinking and how they process the world, which is fine. But when you start going around making people feel some type of way for their perspective, especially if it's something that triggers you, that's where the problem lies. And so I had a lot of pushback on that, because I just have an ability to not just see my perspective, but also see multiple perspectives and how I can try to bridge all of that together. Not everybody has that. So yeah, I got a lot of, like, oh, who does she think she is type of vibe. And so at a certain point, the pressure just got too much for me and I shut it down. So that was MySpace. And then, I evolved to having those open source type of websites, if you will, where you can create an account and it's strictly for blogging. And I started over that again. Another reason why I stopped it too was not just the criticism, but also the lack of support for, the path that I was taking. But yet, when I sit down and have conversations with the very same people who never supported me, it was just like, make it make sense. How could you be so open to hearing my perspective, but now when I put it online, you're afraid to like it, you're afraid to share it? Like, again, it speaks to the different types of insecurities that people have, whether it's, me holding up a mirror. I'm not going out, waking up every day, going out and intentionally holding a mirror up to everybody and saying, what you doing? What you not doing? How come you ain't doing it? Why you taking so long? Like, I got my life to live, right? So again, because I have the courage to do these things, people feel some type of way about it. And like today, reflecting on it, that's fine. Like, feel all the feels. Doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. But back then, it did affect me in that way. So the lack of support from so-called friends who, seemingly agreed with my point of view, not that I was trying to force people to accept my narrative or to change their perspective because it's me, but just to say, hey girl, I support you in doing what you're doing, da 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 da. No. Barely, never. ever. So that was one thing that got me down because, again, the way I view relationships, right, is that it's a mutual beneficial exchange. That's how I view relationships. Not everybody views it that way, but that's how I view relationships. So if you're doing something, I'm gonna support you in whatever capacity I can do that. If I can't put like a financial backing to it, I'm gonna share it. It takes nothing away from me to go on my social media, which we are all connected on, and see you post something and then me go, I'm gonna share that. Like, people be really, really acting like this. Like, I don't want to share that. But that your friend is doing such and such and they're trying to, whether it's gain a following, get some exposure, whatever. Like, there's nothing that is going to be taken out of your life to like a person's post or to share a person's. You don't have to agree with what they're doing. Like, if you're not into baking and bakery and all of that, but that's your friend, why can't you share it? Just so that that person can get exposure. And this is the part that I don't understand. So anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked because I was just like going down a path that I didn't really want to go. But that's the reason why I started this YouTube channel, was to continue what I started, because I'm a strong believer in whatever talents, gifts, all the things that we have, we're supposed to share it with the world. And why am I going to hold myself back because a small minority of people feel some type of way about it, regardless of what that is? Why am I going to hold myself back when I know that God created me and you, by the way? So you can take this on as a personal mantra for you too, where you are here, you're existing in this time and space because there's something that you have to offer the world. There are people out there, whether you know them or you just meet them as they come along while you're on your journey, that you need to help in some capacity. It might be something you said, it might be a conversation you have with them, it might be like this, where whatever it is that they need, they got it. And they got it because you decided to not quit. You decided, I don't care what people say or what they feel or, respectfully, but I'm going to do this because this is what's on my heart to do. This is what I feel I need to do. This is what I feel I've been called to do. And so I'm going to do that because there are people out there whose lives are going to be impacted by what I do, whether it's them observing, whether it's a direct interaction, an indirect interaction. I truly believe this. I truly believe this. And this is why I keep doing what I'm doing. This, to me, right now, what I'm doing with y'all is almost like a side hustle, right? Or a hobby to some degree. But I don't want it to just be a hobby like I do it when I feel like it. I want it to be purposeful. I want it to have an impact, and a positive impact at that, on the people who it needs to have an impact on. I may never meet these individuals. I may never hear from them, but they might be sitting here right now watching this video and going, oh my God, let me get off my ass and start XYZ because I just lit a fire under them. So if you can think in that perspective or that mindset, have that kind of mindset that you are here to do something important that's going to impact lives. Okay, you're not going to be an Avenger. Okay, you're not going to be part of the DC clan or the Marvel clan. You're not an X-Men, but you are someone who has something special to offer the world. And the more that you sit back and sit on it, the more disservice that you do to the world itself and also to you, because you don't know how your gifts are not just going to impact others, but as a result of it, how you be blessed. Does that make sense? So a lot of times we're looking for the blessing outside, and a lot of us are looking on it from a monetary standpoint, and that might not just be it. Maybe you'll be spiritually wealthy, emotionally wealthy, psychologically wealthy. Those are equally important as monetary. Monetary is, okay, let me calm down because I'm getting super hype right now. Because I just want to spend a couple of minutes on money and the understanding of money, because people still now in 2024 do not understand what money is. Money is a tool. And yes, it allows you to get some of your basic necessities. I'm not trivializing the importance of money. Hear me. Hear me. When people want to talk about wanting to be a millionaire and a billionaire and have this and that and the third, they're all talking from a materialistic standpoint. For me, the reason why I want to have access to a lot of money is so that I can do more of this. I love this. And I'm doing this from my phone. You understand what I'm saying? So if just doing this from my phone is helping a handful of people, imagine now if I create like a bigger platform where more people have access to what it is that I'm saying or what it is that I'm doing, or that I can even travel and meet people face to face and still have these types of conversations. Like, that's what I care about. But the only way to do that is to have access to money. But I see money as a tool. I don't see money as something that I need to hoard and I need to do all of this stuff. Money for me, in my mind, and the access to it is to allow me to do more of what I want to do and what I need to do. What I need to do is eat, have somewhere to sleep, and, somewhere to hold all of this, right? That's one aspect of it. But the bigger side of it, just for me personally, is to be able to travel and meet people, be able to have conversations, be able to have a platform where I can speak to people and impact them in a positive way, because going back to what I said, we have something within us, a bunch of things within us that is supposed to be shared with the world, because what we do is meant to help others and impact others in a positive way. And I've mentioned this before in a past video, that all of this that I'm doing right now, even talking to you right now, one of my gifts is to, when you guys see my passion about talking about certain things, and I get hype and sometimes I get really loud and whatever, that is to help you activate whatever's in you. I know that's something God has given to me. So much so that half of the time I can't even get my full sentence out, because I'm like, because my brain is always just going, go, 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 go. That's me, right? There's other people who can be real calm and talk all delicately and da 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 da. And God bless them. I love that too. I love people who are opposite to me. But I'm a fireball. I'm a fireball. And so a lot of people can't take that. Other people love it. Other people want to control it, but you can't control this thing. So I know that God created me this way because my fire activates fire within other people. And that's an aspect about me that will never change. I will not change it to appease anybody. If you don't like it, it's cool. Be on your way. God bless you. And I hope that your gift is activated in whatever capacity. It may not be through me. I get that. And I'm not mad at that. But don't try to dim my light because I'm all this, that, and that might bother you. Okay, find somebody else to watch. It's fine. There's a lot of people out there I don't like either. But I ain't about to dim their light because I don't like the way they deliver stuff. And some, public figures that I'm just like, why you gotta talk like that? Like, why you gotta come out this way? That's how I feel. But I'm not gonna go out there and make, like, say, a reaction video to, I'll give you an example, like Andrew Tate. Like, I find sometimes, like, he be on some ish, the way he speaks. But I'm not gonna sit here now and make a whole reaction video about the way he speaks and why does he sound like an asshole. No. That's my own personal perspective. And it's not so much that I think that he sounds like that. He just comes from a different angle. But I can respect it. But I'm not gonna sit there and binge watch a whole bunch of like reels from Andrew Tate and get myself all fired up about why he gotta be talking. This is the part that I can't get about people. It's like, if you don't like something, shut it off. Just shut it off. Why you gotta go out there and be a certain way or talk down about a person? If they're doing something wrong, they'll figure it out. They will figure it out, or something will happen that will allow them to figure it out. But just let them be them. Let them be them. So at the end of the day, this channel is gonna be like hot and popping and activating people's gifts in a way that I don't even know how it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen, and I know my energy has a lot to do with it. And if you don't like what I got going on, it's okay. I am super okay with that. However, go find another channel. That's all. Don't come at me in the comments talking about, oh, why you doing da-da-da-da-da. If you don't like it, you have every permission to leave, to unsubscribe, to unlike, if you will, all of the things. But I'm on a mission. I understand my mission. Don't try to deter me from my mission. You will get knocked off. There have been a lot of people in my personal life have been knocked off because they're trying to take me off my path. It's not happening. It is not happening. So that is my long-winded explanation as to why I started this YouTube channel. I can hear my voice cutting out again. I've been going through this for almost 4 weeks now. I don't know if I should be concerned. I had someone tell me that the raspiness is and the hoarseness is kind of sexy. I don't know. I mean, I like my voice or whatever, but I don't know. This is anyway. I'm not into all of that. But at the end of the day, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Hoarseness and all. We're gonna keep going. And if you're with me, please subscribe. And if you're not with me, let this be the last video you ever watch, and go find the person that does it for you. And God bless you as you go. All right? You guys take care. Peace.